Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to do one final revision of all the practical problems, namely 3 types under the subject Logistic and Supply Chain Management. Again, a very important video for all the TYBMS Sem V student. So in this particular video, we are going to take up the 3 major types of sums which are expected to be in the paper. Okay, namely, we have weighted moving average, secondly will be economic order quantity known as EOQ, and third is reorder level. 3 types of sums. Okay, from that any 2 will be there in the paper. Okay, so we're going to have a final revision of the rules, okay, to solve those 3 sums, the formulas required to solve those 3 sums, and few examples whereby we will be solving, applying those formulas and rules and solving it. So let us start one by one. Okay, the very first type of sum is the weighted moving average. So let us see what are the rules that are required to solve the sum, what are the columns that are required to solve, and how you need to solve this problem sum. The very first question, I'll read the question. From the following data, calculate 3-period weighted moving average from the 4th month to the 8th month with weights 3, 2 and 1. The largest weight is been assigned to the most recent period and the current demand value. They're giving you period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demand has been given to you 100, 120, 30, 45, 60, 70, 200 and a question mark that we need to find the 8th year. So I have made a table. You will have to solve the sum in the same table. First column will be period, demand, that is nothing but the question ka. Third, I need a working ka column, and fourth is a 3-period or 3-period weighted moving average. That is what they are asked us to find. Okay. So in the first period, we note down all the months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In demand, we note down the values that they are given you: 100 to 120, 130, 145, 160, 170 and 200. Now see how you need to solve this particular sum. Okay, remember, if it is a 3-period, the first, second and third will remain nil. The first, second and third remain nils, and we have to start the working from the 4th period. But 4th period, so I'm going to start from here. Remember, for the 4th period, but I have to take the first 3 values. Okay, and descending bond from the latest one, from 130, I'll take first 130, then I'll take 120 and I'll take 100, and I have to multiply with the weights 3, 2 and 1. So it will be 130 into 3, 120 into 2 and 100 into 1, and divided by the weights is 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So this is how it should look: 130 into 3 plus 120 into 2 plus 100 into 1, which comes to 730, divided by 6. You divide, you get a first answer, that is 122. See, it will be in point form. I've rounded up to without a point. Okay, so it is 122, the first answer. Now this is very crucial. Now when I come to the next step, I take the next 3 values. So next 3 starts from, and you always start from the lower value. Okay, so lowest value, the latest one. So 145 will be into 3, 130 will be into 2 and 120 will be into 1. So 145 into 3, 130 into 2, 120 into 1, divide by 6. So when you multiply and add up, you get 815, divide by 6, we get the amount as 136. Now when you come lower, the next will be now from 130 to 160. So 160 into 3 plus 145 into 2 plus 130 into 1. You add up, it comes to 900. 900 divided by 6, we get the value as 150. Okay. Next, we'll have to take from 145 to 170. So 170 into 3 plus 160 into 2 plus 145 into 1 comes to 975, divided by 6. When you divide, you get the value as 163. Last. Now how to get the 8th one? In the same way, take the last now. So 160, 170 and 200 is the last one. So it will be 200 into 3 plus 170 into 2 plus 160 into 1 comes to 1100. Divided by 6, we get the value as 183. So this is how you all had to solve the problem sum based on 3 period weighted moving average. Now this is as based on 3 period. It can be asked for 4 period or 5 period, 2 period. In the same way you have to get it. Whatever amount of period they are given you, suppose this was a 3-year period, so we nullified the 3 parts. If it would be 4, we would put 4 dashes, and from the 5th we would have started. But in the same order. The latest one will be the first, multiply with the first weight, then the second weight, and the first one will be with the first weight. Okay, so I hope everyone have understood this one. So I'll give you a couple of a minute or two to note it down, and then we'll jump to the second sum under the same moving average method. Okay, chalo, let us see the second sum under moving average. It is given that from the following data, calculate a 3 period weighted moving average from the 4th month to the 8th month with weights 3, 2 and 1. Similar question. The largest weight is being assigned to the most recent period and the current demand value. Period 1 to 8 and the demands have been given to you. So same columns, period, demand, working, 3 period weighted moving average. So under the period we note down 1 to 8. Under demand we will note down 160, 180, 190, 210, 230, 240, 250 and a question mark that we need to find, okay, for the 8th year, for the 8th period. Since these are months, so for the 8th month we need to find the value. Now again it is 3 period, so the first 3 columns will be nil. Okay, we start from the 4th one, but we take the first 3 values. Latest being 190, so 190 into the first weight, that is 3. 180 into the second weight, which is 2, and 160 into the first weight, which is 1. So 190 into 3 plus 160 into 2, sorry, 180 into 2 plus 160 into 1 divided by 6. The total was 1090 divided by 6. We get the first answer as 182. Okay, similarly when you go to the next, we now take the next, so it will be 180 to 210. So 210 into 3 plus 190 into 2 plus 180 into 1, total comes to 1190 divided by 6. We get the value as 198. Then we take the next 3, 230 into 230 into 3 plus 210 into 2 plus 190 into 1, total is 1300 divided by 6. We get the value as 217. Next 210, 230 and 240, so 240 into 3, 230 into 2, 210 into 1 divided by 6, so 1390 divided by 6 comes to 232. And the last 230, 240 and 250, so 250 into 3 plus 240 into 2 plus 230 into 1, the total comes to 1460 divided by 6, it comes to 243. So this is how you all had to solve the problem sum based on the 3 period moving average or weighted moving average. In the same context, you all can solve the 2 period weighted average, the 4 period or even the 5 period weighted average. Okay, so I hope everyone have understood both the both the sum that we had done. Just need to make the format, and remember under 3 period the first 3 remains nil, and then you have to just multiply with the weighted method. Okay, so I hope everyone have understood the very first type of sum, which is weighted moving average. Okay, chalo, now we'll jump on to the second type. Okay, now the second type of sum is based on economic order quantity, also known as EOQ. Now under this question there are 2 variations. One where they can only ask you to find EOQ, secondly they can ask you to find EOQ, okay, and they can give you some discounting factor, and they ask you to make a decision based on that discounting factor. So let us see what is the formula of EOQ, what are the various other formulas that are required to solve the entire problem sum where they can ask you to find the total inventory cost, okay, what is the procedure and how to solve the sum in the most simplest manner. So let us see one by one. The first formula, the major formula, is actually EOQ. The economic order quantity is equal to the square root of 2 into A into O divided by C, where A is your annual demand, O is ordering cost, and C is carrying cost, which is always a percentage on CPU. Okay, so this is the most important formula. I want everyone to first note it down. Okay, now after finding the EOQ, they will ask you to find the total inventory cost, meaning the total cost of having those much of units or those much of products or raw material. So for that, another formula is required. So for that, there are set of format that you need to learn. First is material cost. Material cost is A into P, that is annual demand, into CPU, that is price per unit. Total ordering cost, which is annual demand divided by EOQ into O. O is ordering cost. Then inventory carrying cost, that is half into EOQ into C. C is carrying cost. So once you get those three formulas, then you have to apply into the actual major formula. Total inventory cost is equal to material cost plus ordering cost plus total inventory carrying cost. Now for those three things, material, ordering and inventory, we have three different formulas, that's A, B and C. Okay, chalo, I want everyone to note down these three formulas also along with the major one. So then now based on this, we'll see what kind of sum they can ask us to find. Okay, let us take the very first sum. Okay, let us see the second type of sum. The question reads as define EOQ. So here you'll have to put a theoretical part. The annual demand for a particular item is 20,000 units. The unit cost is rupees 5. The carrying cost on an average inventory is 20% and the ordering cost per order is rupees 40. They're asking us to find the EOQ and the total inventory cost. Okay, so now let us see how to solve such kind of sum. First, we'll just note down what all things have been given to us. Annual demand is 20,000 units. The unit cost is 5 rupees. Carrying cost is 20% and ordering cost is 40. Now, based on whatever has been given, we will be creating, we'll be noting down the data. First, annual demand 20,000 units, CPU is 5, carrying cost is 20% of 5, which becomes 1 rupee, ordering cost is 40. Now based on this, first we need to find the EOQ. So EOQ is equal to root of 2 into A into O divided by C. A is annual demand, which is 20,000, O is ordering cost, which is 40, C is 1 rupee. So 20,000 into 40 divided by 1 into 2, whatever that is, and then whatever answer you get, we need to find the square root of that. So 2 into 20,000 into 40 divided by 1, whatever value you get, square root of that will come to 1,265. Since points will be rounded up to 1,265. Now once we have got the EOQ, the second thing that we need to find is total inventory cost. Now for total inventory, we require three things. Number one, material cost, which is annual demand into cost per unit. Annual demand is 20,000 units, cost per unit is 5 rupees. We multiply them. So 20,000 into 5 is equal to 1 lakh rupees. Second, we need to find the total ordering cost. So total ordering cost is equal to annual demand upon EOQ into O. Annual demand was 20,000, EOQ was 1265, ordering cost is 40. So 20,000 upon 1265 into 40 will give you 632 rupees. Last, we need to find the inventory carrying cost. Half into EOQ into C. Half into EOQ is 1265, C is 1 rupee. So 1 into 1265 into 1 divided by 2, we get it as 632.5. Once we have all the three values, we can apply into the final formula. Total inventory cost is material cost plus ordering cost plus inventory carrying cost. 1 lakh plus 632 plus 632.5, we get the total value of 1 lakh 1264.5 rupees. Okay, this is how you all had to solve this particular sum. I'll give you a few moments to note it down, go through it once. Okay, chalo, I hope everyone have understood this. Okay, so this is how you all had to solve the problem sum when they ask you to find the EOQ and the total inventory cost. So I'll give you a couple of couple of seconds to just go through the question and see what formula we have applied. So this is basic kind of sum which can be asked. Now in this we can even have an advanced category sum which you are going to solve after the sum. So till then you will just go through to this and then we'll jump to the next sum. Okay, next. Now this is an advanced version of the sum that we had done. The question reads that the annual demand for a particular item is 15,000 units. So annual demand is 15,000. The unit cost is rupees 4. So cost per unit is 4. Carrying cost on an average inventory is 30%. So carrying cost is 30% and the ordering cost is given as 50. Number 1, find EOQ. Number 2, find total inventory cost. And third, now that's a new thing which has come up. So the third one we'll go through that later on. First we'll solve the first and the second part that was done in the previous sum also. Okay. First the EOQ, for that we first note down the data. Annual demand was 15,000. Okay, CPU was 4 rupees. Carrying cost is 30%. 30% of 4 rupees. So 4 into 30% is 1.2 and ordering cost is 50 rupees. EOQ का formula 2 into A into O divided by 6. A is 15,000, O is 50 and C is 1.2. We substitute the values into the formula. 2 into 15,000 into 50 divided by 2, whatever is divided by 1/2. Whatever answer you get, press the square root button sign on your calculator and you will get the EOQ as 1,118 units. Now you will get the answer in point. Units can never be in points, so round it up, so it will be 1118 units. That is the first thing what they had asked us to find. Second, they are asking us to find the total inventory cost. Now for total inventory cost, we require three things. First, material cost, that is A into P. Annual demand is 15,000, P is 4 rupees, so 15,000 into 4 which comes to 60,000 rupees. Number 1, that is the A amount that we required. B is the total ordering cost. That is annual demand upon EOQ into O. Annual demand is 15,000, EOQ is 1118 and O is 50. We substitute the value, we get the answer as 670.8 rupees. Once we got the ordering cost, third thing that we need is total inventory carrying cost. Half into EOQ into C. EOQ is 1118, C is 1.2 and half. So half into 1118 into 1.2 again gives you 670.8 rupees. Once we have A, B and C, all these three values, we can apply into the final answer. Inventory carrying cost is not, the total inventory cost is nothing but material cost plus ordering cost plus inventory carrying cost. 60,000 plus 670.8 plus 670.8, we get the total value as 61,341.6 rupees. Okay, so this is how we had to solve the second part, total inventory cost. So this was similar to the first sum that we did. Okay, so here there are no changes, but the third one, now that is something new. Now I'm reading the third part. If the purchase manager has decided to place the order, the purchase order with minimum order quantity of 3,000 units. So now your minimum order is nothing but EOQ, the economic order quantity, is 3000 units, then you will get a cost discount of 10% per unit. Per unit was 4 rupees. They said if the EOQ rather than 1118 units, if we take EOQ as 3000, we will get 10% discount on the unit cost. So state the purchase manager if it is justified in his decision or not. So we have to see whether his decision to have an EOQ of 3000 unit is good or not. So remember, the total inventory cost here is 61,341. When we will solve this part, if we get a cost less than 61,341, then it will be a justified decision of the purchase manager. Chalo, so first we will note down the new data which they are given us. Okay. Now remember the new data. EOQ is 3000 units. The CPU, the cost per unit, which was 4 rupees, they said if I take 3000 units as our new EOQ, we will get a 10% discount. So 4 minus 10%, because the new cost per unit is 3.6 rupees. Carrying cost for 30%, or 30% of the new CPU, that is 3.6 ka 30% is 1.08. Ordering cost was 50 and A was 15,000. Okay, since EOQ is already given, we don't have to re-find the EOQ. We'll start with direct material cost. Material cost was formula A multiplied by P. A is 15,000. P is the new P that we have, that is 3.6 rupees, which comes to 54,000. Next, total ordering cost is annual demand 15,000 upon EOQ 3,000, the new EOQ 3,000 into ordering cost O. So 15 divided by 3 into 50, we got the value as 250 rupees. Total inventory carrying cost is half into EOQ, which is new 3000, and C is also new, which is 1.08. So half into 3000 into 1.08, we get the value as 1620. Once we have all the three values, we can apply the final answer. Total inventory carrying cost or total inventory cost is material cost plus ordinary plus ordering plus inventory carrying cost. 54,000 plus 250 plus 1620. The amount comes to 55,870. Using the previous answer, the total inventory cost based on the EOQ that we had found, we got the inventory was more than 61,000. But if the purchase manager takes 3000 units as a EOQ, the amount, the total carrying cost reduced to 55,870. So is it a justified decision? My final answer will be yes, it is justified to go with the order quantity of 3000 by the purchase manager. So this is how you all had to solve the problem sum, okay, based on discount factor. So first you need to find EOQ, the total inventory, then they'll give you any adjustment related to discount, and you have to refine the total inventory cost. Compare. If it is a better option, then you have to say it is justified. If not, not a justified option. Okay, so this was type 2, that is sum based on economic order quantity. I hope everyone have understood that. Okay, the formula, the procedure. Okay, so now let us jump to the last type of sum which can come under logistic. Okay, now the last type 3 is based on reorder level, also known as ROL. So let us see how to solve. This is one of the most simplest among the three. Okay, so let us see what is the formula, what is the steps, and how to solve them in the most appropriate and simple manner. Okay, now the very first formula that is required is called as safety stock. The formula for safety stock is equal to daily consumption into period of daily consumption. So daily consumption, they will tell you in the question, 1000 units have been consumed in a day, 500 units, 400 units, 200 units, and safety stock will be maintained at 2 days of consumption, 3 days of consumption. So the period will also be given in the question. We need to multiply and we get the value of safety stock. Second, we need to find the lead time consumption. The formula is daily consumption. Okay, so daily consumption in the safety stock and daily consumption in the lead time consumption, they remain the same. Into the lead time, they give you in the question the period also of lead time. Okay, so in your question, you are expected to get daily consumption ka units. Okay, the period of daily consumption and the lead time. Okay, once you get that, you apply into the formula, we give this two values, and once you have safety stock and lead time consumption, our final answer at a reorder level, that is ROL, is equal to safety stock, that is the answer from the first, plus the lead time consumption. You add up and whatever answer you get is nothing but your reorder level. Okay, now along with this question, you can even, they ask you any definitions, okay, of what is reorder level, what is lead time, what is safety stock. So first you have to answer that question, and then you need to solve the sum and give them in their paper. Okay, so let us take up now two problem sum based on reorder level. Okay, the very first sum, I'll read out the question once. It's given that define buffer stock, safety stock, lead time, and reorder stock level. This is what I told you. You all can even have a theory kind of question, and thereafter they will tell you to solve the sum. So the daily consumption of a raw material in the production process is 500 units. So daily consumption is 500 units. Lead time for delivery is 5 days. So the lead time given is 5 days. Company's policy is to keep a safety stock equal to 2 days of daily consumption. The safety stock, the period is 2 days of consumption. Calculate reorder level. So first we note down whatever data they are giving you. So daily consumption is 500 units. Lead time given was 5 days, and period of daily consumption, that is the safety stock level ka daily consumption ka is given is 2 days. Okay, now once you get that, we first apply the formula for stock level. So safety stock level. So safety stock formula is daily consumption into period of daily consumption. So daily consumption is 500 unit, period is 2 days. So solution will be 500 into 2, which is equal to 1000 units. That is step 1. Second step, you need to find the lead time consumption. The formula is lead time consumption is equal to daily consumption into lead time. The daily consumption is 500 units and the lead time is 5 days. So 500 into 5 comes to 2500. Once we have both the answers, now we can directly apply into our final value. So reorder level is equal to safety stock plus lead time, so that is 1000 unit plus 2500, so total comes to 3500 units. Okay, so this is how you all had to solve the problem sum based on reorder level. They'll give you those 3 things which are required, apply into the formula and get the final answer. Okay, I hope everyone have understood this first sum. Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds so you all can just note it down, and then we'll jump to the second sum based on reorder level. Okay, let us take the next question. It is given that define safety stock level and what are the factors on which safety stock level depends, and then they have given you the question. The daily consumption of a raw material in the production process is 600 units. So daily consumption is 600 units. The lead time for delivery is 4 days. So the lead time given is 4 days. And company's policy is to keep a safety stock equals to 4 days daily consumption to guard against the stock out. Calculate reorder level. Again, first we will note down the data. So daily consumption 600 unit, lead time is 4 days, and daily time period is also 4 days. So I've written here daily consumption 600 units, lead time 4 days, and period for daily consumption is also 4 days. First step, we need to find the stock level or the safety stock level. Formula is daily consumption 600 into the period of daily consumption, which is 4 days. 600 into 4 comes to 2400 units. Okay, so that is our step number 1. Next, we need to find the lead time. So lead time consumption is daily consumption 600 into the lead time 4 days. 600 into 4 comes to 2400. Once we have got both these values, we can apply into the final answer. Reorder level is safety stock 2400 units plus lead time 2400 units. Total comes to 4800 units. Okay, I hope everyone have got this. Very simple sum. You just have to apply the formulas and substitute the values, and you need to learn the theoretical part a little bit along with this, which will be asked. Okay. So this is it. Under reorder level, 3 formulas are required to be learned: safety stock, lead time consumption, and the reorder level itself. Okay, so with that we will be able to solve any kind of sum based on reorder level. I hope everyone have understood this. Okay, so these were the 3 types of sums that are there in logistic, and we have taken each and every variations in this particular video. So I hope everyone have understood all the types of practical problem sum under this particular subject. Chalo, so with that we will be ending this video here. Thank you.